Have you ever looked at a simple dime in your pocket and thought, this tiny coin could be worth a fortune? Well, let me tell you something. You might be holding one of the most overlooked treasures in American coinage history. Today, we're diving deep into the 1994 Roosevelt Dime, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but certain examples of it are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. A dime that cost only 10 cents to spend could potentially bring you big money if you know what to look for. Now, before you rush to check your coin jars, let's understand why the 1994 dime is so special. The Roosevelt Dime series started back in 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt. By 1994, billions of these coins had been struck, which makes people assume they're common and worthless beyond face value. But here's the secret. Hidden among those billions are coins with rare conditions, unique errors, and mint marks that collectors are desperately searching for. And these are the dimes that can turn your pocket change into a serious payday. So, let's break it down. First, the basics. In 1994, Roosevelt dimes were struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark for proofs. The Philadelphia and Denver dimes were mass-produced for circulation, while the San Francisco dimes were made as high-quality proof coins, usually sold to collectors in special sets. At face value, all of these are just worth 10 cents, but condition and rarity can change everything. Let's start with condition, because this is where things get exciting. Most dimes from 1994 went straight into circulation, meaning they picked up scratches, wear, and tear. But a small fraction of them survived in pristine, mint-state condition. When a dime is graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC as MS67, MS68, or even higher, it skyrockets in value. We're talking about coins that look nearly flawless, with bright luster and sharp details. For example, a 1994 P dime in MS68 condition has sold for well over $1,000 at auction. That's 100 times its face value. But wait, it gets better. Proof coins from San Francisco can also command big money, especially if they're in PR70 deep Cameo condition, which means they're absolutely perfect with mirror-like surfaces and frosted details. Collectors pay high premiums for these because perfection is rare. Imagine selling a single dime for hundreds of dollars just because it's flawless. Sounds crazy, right? But it happens all the time in the coin market. Now let's move into the part that really gets collectors' hearts racing: mint errors and varieties. This is where the 1994 Roosevelt Dime can truly shine. Errors happen during the minting process, and when they do, they create unique coins that are highly sought after. For example, some 1994 dimes were struck off-center, where part of the design is missing because the coin wasn't aligned properly. Others may have doubling on the date or the lettering, known as a double die error. There are also dimes struck on the wrong planchet, meaning instead of being struck on a copper-nickel dime blank, they were struck on another coin's blank, like a penny or even a foreign coin. These kinds of mistakes are extremely rare, and when collectors spot them, the value shoots into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Think about it, one ordinary dime in your change, but if it has a major mint error, it could be your ticket to a payday that most people would never expect. Some documented error dimes from the 1990s have sold for prices ranging from $500 to $3,000, depending on the severity and uniqueness of the mistake. Now, here's another factor that adds value: the demand from collectors. The Roosevelt Dime series is one of the most widely collected U.S. coin series, and people love building complete date and mint mark sets. That means even relatively modern dimes like the 1994 versions are becoming more valuable over time, especially in top condition. Think about it. If collectors want to complete their set with a perfect example of a 1994 D dime, and there are only a handful graded at MS68, they'll pay whatever it takes to secure it. And that's how bidding wars happen at auctions, driving prices into the thousands. But here's where you come in. You might already have one of these valuable coins without even realizing it. That change jar sitting on your dresser? That pile of coins in your car? Or maybe the coins you inherited from a relative? Any one of them could be hiding a 1994 dime worth big money. All you need to do is know what to look for. First, check the mint mark under the date. Is it A, P, D, or S? Proofs with an S are worth checking extra closely. Next, examine the condition. The fewer scratches and marks, the better. If it looks shiny and sharp, it could be worth grading. Then, look for errors, off-center strikes, doubling, missing elements, or anything unusual. Those oddities are golden opportunities. Finally, if you believe you have something special, consider sending it to a grading service. A high grade or confirmed error can instantly multiply the coin's value. Now let's talk about real numbers, because I know you want to hear the potential. A regular circulated 1994 dime might just be 10 cents, maybe $1 if someone wants it for a collection. But in high grades, a 1994 P dime in MS68 has sold for over $1,100. A 1994 D dime in MS68 can fetch more than $700 to $1,000.